Welcome to Baileyyyoga, where we connect with our breath, connect with our movement, to connect with the moment. See you on your mat. Hello and welcome to your practice. We're going to be focusing on our shoulder strength today, getting ready for our inversions tomorrow. So get in a comfortable seated position. We're just going to warm up our shoulders a little bit before we jump into our practice. So planting the sit bones into the ground, reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky so that your spine is nice and lengthened. From here, take a deep inhale as you reach your arms high up over your head. Drop those shoulders down away from your ears. Palms are facing each other, fingertips reaching up towards the sky. From here, you're going to flex your fingers so that you're pointing your fingers back to the back of the room. Palms are facing up towards the sky. Again, relax those shoulders, pressing the palms away from you as you glue those sit bones into the ground. Breathing here. Try to draw those arms right outside of your ears, keeping them as straight as possible, pressing the palms up towards the sky. Beautiful. From here, wrap that right arm underneath the left, grabbing the palms together, binding your arms for eagle arms. So you want to lift your elbows up and away from your body, opening up through the shoulders, keeping the chest lifted. Just breathing here, maybe even closing your eyes. On your next inhale, lifting up through the chest, reach those elbows up high, maybe gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding through the spine, chin comes to chest, draw those elbows in. Inhale to lift and open. Exhale, round through the spine. One more time, inhale, opening. Exhale to round through the spine. Coming back through center, releasing the arms, shaking them out, finding your seated position. Crown of the head reaching high. Taking another deep inhale, reach your arms high overhead. Flip the palms to face the ceiling, flex those hands, press the palms up towards the sky, relax your shoulders. Nice and straight arms, belly pulled up and in. Beautiful. Taking one more breath here. And then exhaling, bring that left arm underneath the right, binding the arms into eagle arms. Elbows reach up and away from you, opening up through your shoulders. On your inhale, draw those elbows up, gaze up, arching your back. Exhale to round through your spine, chin comes towards your chest. Inhale to lift and open. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale to lift and open. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Slowly coming back through center. Release the arms, shake it out, letting it go. Here you're drawing some circles with your neck and your shoulders, just releasing everything we're holding on to in our upper bodies. Beautiful, and then come back up through center, reaching the crown of the head high. From here, starting to hinge from your hips, walking your fingertips out in front of you, letting your chest melt forward for a nice forward fold. Legs are just relaxed in a cross-legged position. Relaxing the neck and head once you found your edge. Breathing into this pose. Sit bones are still grounded. From here, come back up onto your hands. Slowly make your way into a tabletop position. Fingers are spread nice and wide right underneath those shoulders. Taking a few seconds to find your pose here. Really grounding those 10 knuckles, lifting through the chest, core is engaged, lengthening through the spine. On your inhale, drop your belly, lift up through your chest. Exhale to round through the spine. Inhale, belly drops, chest lifts, press the hands into the mat. Exhale, round through the spine, pull those shoulder blades apart. Taking a few more just like this. Maybe add a little bit more movement here. And then coming back into a neutral tabletop position. From here, you're just gonna send the left arm out in front of you, reaching those fingertips straight out in front of you, keeping the spine nice and flat here. Keep on reaching those fingertips. And then slowly drawing that hand over to the side. Palm is facing down towards the ground, coming straight out from your shoulder. From here, reaching it up towards the sky, opening up through the chest. Fingertips reach up high. Beautiful. On your exhale, reach that hand underneath the right. Come down onto that left shoulder and the left cheek, just for a moment. And then inhale, draw that left arm back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw it back down, straight out from the side. And then draw it forward, reaching through those fingertips. Exhale, plant the hand down. Beautiful. Coming to the other side, right arm reaches out in front of you. Palm facing down towards the ground, reaching those fingertips away from you. Again, shoulders are relaxed. One straight line from your tailbone to your fingertips. From here, opening up the arm out to the right, keeping the arm straight out from the shoulder. From here, opening up, lifting through the chest, right fingertips reach to the sky. Exhale, send the hand underneath the arm, come down to that right cheek and the right shoulder. And then pressing back into that hand. Inhale, reach it back high. Exhale, lower it down, hovering straight out from the side. And then bring it back in front of you, reaching. Exhale, bring it back down. Beautiful. Take a few cat-cows, shaking it out. And from here, just gonna step your toes to the back of your mat, finding a high plank position. So one nice long line here, crown of your head to your heels. From here, you're gonna pivot your heels to the ground, reach open that right arm, right fingertips reach high. Exhale, come back through center. Heels drop to the right, left arm reaches open. Side plank on the right. Reaching those fingertips, one straight line, pressing into that right hand. Come back to plank, turn to the left. Left arm stays down, right arm reaches high for side plank. Beautiful, come back through center, shift those heels. Left arm peels open, reaching high. Coming back through plank. Beautiful. From here, you're just gonna drop down onto your elbows for a forearm plank. Make sure the elbows are right underneath your shoulders, pressing the forearms into the ground. From here, left heels drop, right arm reaches high for side forearm plank. And then hand comes down to the ground, elbow. Roll over onto that right side, left hand reaches high. One straight line, pushing into that elbow, shoulders relaxed. Come back to forearm plank. Shift to the left, right arm peels open, side forearm plank. Coming back through center, shift your weight, right arm stays down, left hand reaches high. Beautiful, coming back down for forearm plank. Staying here, pressing those forearms into the ground. And then slowly dropping down your knees, walking them in towards your elbows. And then just letting the hips drop towards the heels. Keep the fingers reaching for the top of your mat. Lifting up the arms, so actively reaching the top of your mat. Just take a moment to connect to your breath here. And then slowly bringing the elbows to the ground, bringing the palms of your hands together, and then bringing the thumb knuckles up to the base of your head, drawing those hands in towards your head as you walk the elbows away from you, opening up through the shoulders. Hands return back down to the ground. Lifting up your hips, planting down through those forearms, tucking the toes, lifting the hips into your dolphin pose. So keep pressing the forearms into the ground, lifting up out of those shoulders. You can either stay here or on your inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Reaching through those toes, keeping your chest squared, your hips squared down to the ground, maybe rolling out the ankle. And then from here, you're gonna draw your knee in towards your chest, pressing the ground away from you, hugging everything into the center. Inhale, leg sends back to the sky. Exhale, drop it down, dolphin pose. Beautiful. Keep on pressing those forearms into the ground, keeping those elbows hugging in toward one another. Inhale, reaching the left leg high to the sky, reaching through those toes, maybe drawing some circles at the ankle. Take a deep inhale here. On your exhale, bring that left knee in towards your chest. Hug it in, push the ground away. Beautiful. Send the leg back up to the sky. Exhale, lower down. From here, you're just going to peel your elbows up off the ground, sending the hips back into downward facing dog. Taking a few minutes to walk out the dog. Finding some movement in your body. And then from here, you're going to slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet for a forward fold. Bending at the knees, just letting your upper body hang here, maybe grabbing opposite elbow. You can rock from side to side. You can shake your head yes and no. It's really releasing the upper body. Weight is in the front of your feet. This is your release. And then letting the hands come down to the ground. Inhaling, finding your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, plant through your feet, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come through heart center. From here, hands come down beside you, grabbing your hands behind your back. Interlace those fingers. Inhale, drawing those hands down your back, lifting up through your chest. Exhale, coming into a forward fold, reaching those arms up and over our head. Try to keep those wrists together, reaching up over your head, bending your knees here. And then from here, bending into the left knee, left elbow comes in, right shoulder comes up, gazing underneath that arm. Beautiful. And then coming back through center, hands still reaching up over that head, bending into the right knee, right shoulder comes in, left shoulder reaches open, lifting up through your chest. And then coming back through center, slowly letting go of your hands, finding your forward fold. Inhaling into a halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands, you're gonna walk your hands back out, finding your high plank position. From here, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale brings you back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna drop our elbows back down onto the ground for another dolphin pose. Keeping those hips nice and high, really press the forearms and elbows into the mat. Make sure they're right underneath your shoulders. Maybe you need to walk them in a little bit more. Always option to interlace the hands here. You just want to make sure your elbows stay in one spot. Beautiful. Making sure the neck is nice and relaxed, so gazing back at those toes. Taking an inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to shift your weight forward, bringing your head down to the ground near your fingers. Butt drops just a little bit. Press back into those forearms, lift the hips high. Exhale brings you forward. Forehead touches the mat lightly. Inhale, sends it back for dolphin. Inhale, shift forward. Forehead touches the mat. Exhale, shift the hips back. Let's do one more of those. Beautiful breathing here. Send the forehead to the ground. Press back. Dolphin pose. From here, lowering the knees. Hips come down towards the heels. Rest into child's pose. And then we're gonna bring ourselves all the way down onto our bellies. Just letting one cheek come down to the mat, resting your arms beside you. Bringing your heels to your hips. We're just gonna drop the legs from side to side, releasing our lower back. And then feet come down to the mat. Reaching both of your arms out in front of you, palms facing down to the ground, making sure they're shoulder width distance apart. We're gonna come into a little back strengthening along with our shoulders. So from here, you're gonna lift your chest up off the ground along with your arms and your legs. So lifting everything up. Hips are down on the ground. Using our back strength and our arm strength, try to bring those arms up by your ears, lifting up through the feet, taking an inhale here. Exhale, reach that right arm back to your toes. Keep on lifting through the left arm. Inhale, send the arm back in front of you. Exhale, left arm reaches back for those toes. Stay lifted here, breathing, using your back. Arms reach back out in front of you. Right hand reaches down, lifting higher. Beautiful. Right hand reaches back. Exhale, left hand reaches back. Lift up a little bit higher. One more breath, lifting up through the chest. Exhale, come down to the ground. Heels come in towards hips. Drop those legs from side to side. And the legs come back down to the ground. Bringing your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers again, and pressing those hands away from you to already start drawing those shoulder blades together, turning your chin or your forehead down to the mat. We're just gonna lift through our upper bodies this time. So lower body stays planted, taking an inhale, lifting up through the chest, draw those hands down your legs. Beautiful, drawing those shoulder blades together, lifting up through the chest, taking another deep inhale, lifting higher, press those feet into the mat. One more inhale, highest point. Exhale, lower all the way down. Heels come to hips. Let those legs drop. And then letting the legs come down to the ground. And then you're gonna bend those knees again, actually. And you're gonna lifting your forehead to the ground. You're gonna reach for the outsides of your feet. Make sure the legs stay hugged into one another. We're gonna lift up here by pressing our feet into our hands for bow pose. So on your next inhale, press into the feet, lifting up through your chest. Shoulder blades drawing together, lifting here, pressing into those feet, using your breath. Beautiful, find your highest point, holding here, legs hugging into one another. One more breath. And then exhale, lower down. Legs can drop from side to side. Beautiful, and then legs come down to the ground, extending that left arm out to the side. You can either have your arm be straight out from the side or bending at the elbow. And then from here, you're just gonna shift your weight onto your left side, coming onto that left hip, and then bringing that top leg anywhere behind your leg that feels best. This is gonna be opening up through our shoulders. So just playing around with the left hand placement, arm placement, and finding what works best for you. Using those right fingertips as a little kickstand here. And then maybe even playing with this top leg, bringing it to tree pose, or just letting it hang out, breathing into your shoulder and chest here as you open it up. Good, and then rolling back through center. Extend that right arm out to the side. And then again, come over onto those right hips. Right cheek comes down to the ground, left fingertips as a kickstand. Keep on breathing here. And rolling back through the center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Hug those elbows in. We're gonna inhale up into cobra. Pressing those hands into the mat. Shoulders stay down in the back. Lifting up through the chest. Gazing up towards the ceiling. Lower body is relaxed. Taking one more breath here. On your exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, walk your hands back to meet your feet, finding your forward fold. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant your feet, hands rise all the way up overhead. Keep your hands lifted. Plant those feet firmly into the mat, palms facing one another. Shoulder blades are in the back. Arms reaching up right outside of your ears. Beautiful. From here, let the elbows drop down, lifting up through the chest for cactus. Core is engaged, front of the quads are engaged, feet are grounded. Inhale, reach those arms back high. Exhale, drop the elbows, open up the chest, lifting the gaze. Inhale, back through center, arms reach high, fingertips active. Exhale, elbows drop out, inhale, lifting through the chest. Beautiful. One more, reaching the arms up, nice and high, lengthening through that spine. Exhale, elbows drop, lifting through the chest. And then exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Taking a moment here, connecting back to your breath, feeling the weight of your body supported by that ground underneath you. And then taking an inhale, reaching your arms nice and high. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, heel toe your feet out just a little bit wider than hip width distance, toes pointed out towards the sides. From here, just gonna drop your hips down, bringing your hands through heart center for our Malasana Yogi squat. Option to bring a block or pillow underneath your hips. Heels can be lifted, but try to get them down to the ground if you can. Palms come together, press those elbows into your knees, lifting up through the spine, crown of the head reaching high. Breathing here, maybe finding some movement, maybe finding some stillness. And then from here, you're gonna let go of your hands, and then you're gonna send your hands in between your side body and your legs. So reaching your hands through, palms are facing away from you. And then you're just gonna let your hands rest wherever they fall. Elbows still on the inside of those knees. From here, you're just gonna squeeze your knees together. Maybe you need to bring your feet a little bit closer so that you can squeeze your legs together so that the elbows come together, stretching out through our outer shoulders here. Still staying lifted through the spine, reaching the crown of the head high. Breathing here. Beautiful, and then releasing that, bringing the left hand to the ground. Inhale, reach that right arm high. Stay here, maybe reaching around your back for a bind. Opening up through the chest, drawing those shoulder blades back together. And coming out of this, right hand reaches to the ground. Inhale, left arm reaches high, opening up through the chest. Staying lifted here, maybe reaching around your back for a bind around your right leg. Lifting up. Good, and then coming back through center. From here, just gonna lower yourself to the ground, sending your legs out in front of you. Heels come down to the ground. From here, lifting up through the chest. Exhale to lower all the way down. Inhale, coming right back up into this seated position, like a boat pose, but with your heels on the ground. Staying lifted through the chest, arms out by your side. Inhale here. Exhale, using that core strength, lower down to the ground. Inhale, pressing back up into a seated pose. Exhale to lower all the way down. Inhale, back up. Beautiful. One more. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, all the way back up. Let's lift our heels off the ground, activating our core. Just a few breaths here. Keep on reaching the crown of the head high, hugging everything into your midline. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, bring those knees into your chest, giving yourself a squeeze. And then setting the feet on the ground, we're gonna come into one bridge pose here. So feet are hip width distance apart, planting the feet firmly into the ground. On your inhale, lifting up through the hips. And then from here, interlace your hands underneath your back and then start to walk those shoulders together underneath your back so that your hips can lift higher. Your chest is coming on top of your shoulders, pressing into those legs. Make sure your thighs are hugging in toward one another so that your knees stay right over your ankles. Pressing into those feet, hugging those those shoulder blades together. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, releasing the hands, letting the hips come down. Hug the knees back into your chest. From here, send the arms up above your head, reaching through those fingers. Knees hugged in towards chest, and then just let the knees drop over to the left side. Just turn your head to gaze to the right. Arms are reaching over your head, actively reaching through those fingers. Both shoulders touching the ground for your supine twist. And bring those knees back into your chest. And then drop them over to the right, gazing over to the left side. And the knees come back through center, giving yourself a squeeze, hugging everything into the center. And sending your legs up towards the ceiling, coming into one final pose. We're gonna lift up our hips, send our legs behind us for our plow pose. Feet can be hovering above the ground, maybe place a blocker pillow underneath, or maybe they're reaching. You can have your legs straight or bent, find movement or stillness, whatever you need today. Hands come to the lower back to protect it, lifting up onto those shoulders. Make sure the neck stays nice and lengthened, and returning back to your breath. And slowly returning back down to the ground with control, lowering vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing your knees back into your chest. Lifting your neck, head, and shoulders off the ground, giving yourself a nice big hug, squeezing everything into your midline, contracting all of your muscles, squeezing into one little ball as tight as you can go. Taking a deep inhale, squeeze, 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 and then exhale, letting everything fall out wide to the edges of your mat, palms facing up towards the sky. Letting your body melt into relaxation. Releasing all of the tension you're still holding on to. Paying especially attention to your shoulders. Releasing all of the tension through your shoulders and your back. Completely letting everything go, finding some stillness here. And finding some movement in your body. nice gentle movements, maybe reaching your arms up over your head, reaching down through your toes for a full body stretch. And then making your way over onto your favorite side, taking this moment to honor growth. And making your way back into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, lengthening up through that spine. Then bringing the palms of your hands together and bringing them to your heart center. Remembering to always look inward to find your strength through challenging poses or challenging events in your life. Congratulating yourself for showing up and putting in the work today. And thanking your bodies for holding you here in this space, allowing you to tap into that inner strength. Bringing your thumb knuckles up to your forehead center. The light and strength in me honors the light and strength in all of you. Namaste. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope to see you back here again soon. If you liked this class or any of my classes, please subscribe and like so that I can continue providing these classes for you all. Have a beautiful day, everybody.